Good morning, JCT brothers and sisters. Glad you're tuning in with the Weekly Safety Mile with Jac and Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jac. Good to see you guys again. We are working on the volume issue. We're working on getting a new mic, so bear with us. Hopefully we'll get that resolved for next week.
We'll just scream at you.
We'll scream. We're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the birthdays and the anniversaries for this week.
Absolutely. Okay, so for birthdays this week, we've got Gerald Teague, William Corbin, Chari Newman, the big 5-0. Happy birthday, Chari.
Cool.
Thomas Flynn, Torian Campbell, Larry Bowen, Anthony Tony Edwards, Lowell Pitts, Anthony Kirk, Stephen Perry, Kurt Soward, Carlos Negron, Miles Whitsett, Stephen Baldwin, Thomas Taylor, Antonio Landeros, Clark Carson. Happy birthday, guys. I hope it's a great one.
Guys. Yeah, Anthony, he's been here a long time.
Yeah.
There's been guys who've been here quite a while. Okay, on to anniversaries. Okay, real quick. 1 year, Courtney Smith, Tawander Andrews, Brandon Kaysen, and then 2 years is going to be Laura Bogue and Luis Rosario. Rodney Willis, that's going to be 3 years. Also 3 years is going to be James Taylor. He's in the office the other day.
All right.
Happy birthday to James. Or not happy birthday, happy anniversary. His birthday was the other day.
He's probably had a birthday sometime soon.
Okay. And then also Edward McDonald with a 3-year and Wendell Dickey with a 4 years. Guys, thank you for your commitment and hanging out with us. We really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
So, we got to talk about a little bit this week.
All right, the weekly topic, guys. I've talked about this. In fact, it was the first topic ever. That I ever talked about
First
on the show.
one ever.
So cool. I know you guys are excited about this. It's personal conveyance.
So we're already into reruns.
Absolutely, right. So, first thing, PC is not a cheat code. There's no up, down, left, right, A, B, cheat code to get extra time on your hours, guys. This is specifically for personal time, right?
Good point.
If you're using it to advance a load, it's going to get you a violation. Just to think of it that way. Think, if I could be caught by doing this, I will get caught by doing this. And, you'll avoid a lot of things. With that, I also want to talk about specifically something I saw recently with the holidays coming up. A lot of people were going home, and they were using PC to get home. However, if you have hours available for your travel to home for your home time, you're going to be taking that 34-hour reset anyways. You're getting all those hours back as it is. So why not just use your hours that are available for you? You're not going to be losing any time at all. And if you use PC too much, it can in fact look bad. Again, remember that officers can look back through the last 8 days of your logs. They see you use 150 miles of PC to get someplace. Again, just remember it's at the officer's discretion. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that if you're not specific with your annotations, it could get you kind of caught in a violation as well, right? Because if you're using annotations like empty, that's one I see quite often. Empty doesn't necessarily mean that you're not advancing a load, or you're not getting yourself, not even advancing a load, but you're not getting to your next location.
Yeah, you could be advancing to your next location.
Exactly, right. Yeah. So in that case, they can get you for a violation for that. I've seen that a lot. Just make sure you're using that annotation correctly. Also, just make sure you're using it sparingly. If you're using huge chunks of time for PC, for instance, sometimes I'll see, 30 miles here, 40 miles here, 20 miles here, all in one day for different types of PC. One, like if you're doing groceries, you could probably use all in one area for one personal conveyance use, right?
For the most part.
I mean, there are certain situations. However, I just want to warn you more than anything. I just want to watch out for your pocketbook more than anything. I want to watch out for your record. Don't get violations based off PC. Just again, remember you're using it legally and that you're using it sparingly.
And your most valid point there was putting your notes in.
Absolutely.
We have to put those notes in. Well, just a couple weeks ago, we had one guy move from one truck stop to another truck stop. He was literally going down the road to meet a friend to have dinner. He was on his 34-hour, remember that? And he didn't put any notes in. He just used personal conveyance to go down there, didn't put a note in. DOT officer stopped him. Well, going from one truck stop to another truck stop made it look like he was using a truck stop as the hub. And then he had no notes in. So at that point, how does that look to the officer? It is definitely a violation to the officer at that point,
right?
Because there's no notes.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing you can do on your logs at all times. Is always annotate, put those notes in, and you don't have to put in a biography, right?
Right.
Just a couple words.
Basic summation of what you're doing.
And when you're putting your notes in, the best advice I can give on that is to add your notes in the form of what the person's thinking that's reading this. Okay, so if an officer is looking at my notes, I want him to understand what's taking place. I don't need to put in a biography. If I'm going to dinner, put your personal use, going to dinner, going to the hotel, those type of things.
Yeah.
Or grocery shopping. I'm going to put grocery shopping. I'm not going to put going to Walmart.
Right, because
that looks suspicious, right?
Right.
I'm going to hide the pickup or delivery because it says Walmart. I don't like to put company names in there. Just what the action is that I'm doing. It makes more sense to an officer.
100%. Right. All right, but that's it for me, guys. Off to you, Jack.
Sorry,
No, hey, you're all good, dude.
Run over you.
You got it. It's great stuff.
Well, it's habit. Done this for years. Okay. My point for this week, I just want to talk about new year, new attitude, kind of the all-in, let's go get it, let's do it together type attitude. And from the safety standpoint, even though I'm orientation now, not safety, I still can't get that out of me. It's who I've been for the last almost 15 years. But as far as safety goes, one of the main things we want to focus on is being proactive as a driver. I want to be proactive with my safety. We talk about the Smith system and the different tools there and the keys, and there's so many different safety systems that we use their points and their bullet points as drivers when we're driving to think about. But that's kind of the main thing I want to talk about is being on top of it, having your good eye lead time, managing your space around your vehicle. Space management is huge, and always being able to react. So many times you see so many different situations where drivers, just because I can do this doesn't mean you necessarily should do this. We got to think a big picture. Right now we're dealing with weather, driving on a snow-packed road. Just because I can safely maneuver this truck down the road at 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, whatever the case may be, does not mean the vehicle is going to necessarily stop. Just because it goes doesn't mean it's going to stop. So we want to be proactive with our thinking and our environment that we're in. Same thing in mountain driving. We climb that hill, we top that hill. Well, before we top that hill, we need to be thinking about, of course, our descent. So at the peak of that hill, I need to be proactive and already planning my descent, not get halfway down the hill and go, uh-oh, I got to slow down. Because then, of course, we're going to smoke our brakes.
Right.
We're not prepared. So the main thing as a driver on the road today, with the traffic, with the things we see, we need to be proactive. The whole time when I was driving, every inch of every mile, my whole thought process is what is the worst possible scenario for where I'm at right now. And I prepare myself for that. All the people around me, my preparation in my mind is for everybody around me in their vehicles to do the exact wrong thing. So I'm looking for all the possible hazards and situations that will arise, and just constantly think that way as you're driving. New year, new attitude, positive outlook. One more thing I want to talk about that. As far as Hirschbach, JCT, we're all in this together. Go get them. We're onboarding a lot of new drivers. Some of them have been driving for years. Some of them don't have a whole lot of driving experience. We got some people in our fleet right now that, less than 5 years driving experience. So they're relatively new. So as this all in together type attitude, one of the things I want to focus on is drivers on the road. We see a brother or sister out there struggling. Let's coach them up. Let's help them out.
Right.
Let's positive energy, positive attitude. One of my biggest things that I dislike is when a guy gets in trouble. He's having trouble backing into a dock or backing into a truck stop. Drivers are more apt today to get out their phone and video it because, what's he going to hit?
Right.
What's going to happen? To me, that's a huge downer. That's a stain on our industry. We should be more apt to step up and help and offer guidance, and especially, with leasing, owner-operators, the business side of things. There are new guys coming to this every day. You know, everybody wants to focus on being a 5-star driver. You know, being that top tier. But you know, we all started somewhere, and those guys that are out there, when we've got a bunch of great drivers here that are excellent mentors, excellent coaches, and I'm proud of that, because we got so many guys that will step up and say, hey man, you need to try this. Man, if that fuel solution's not working, you should try this. It's all in it together, so we're all successful, and that's what I really want to see more so in our industry moving forward. You know, the willingness to, not only am I going to better myself, but I want to better my brother or sister and help them along the way too. So that's kind of my main goal for this year. And you know, just all in. Let's do it together. Positive attitude, move forward.
Right on. That's beautiful, man. All right. Well, hey, again, thanks for tuning in and listening to us. Of course, drop a comment and a like. And hey, if you want to share it with your friends, go ahead and do that as well. We appreciate you for tuning in. I also want to give a quick shout out to Chris Smith out there. We're all thinking about you here in the office, man. And you know, we wish you a very safe and speedy recovery. Jinx.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, man. All right. See you guys later.